If there's one thing I've learned in my business career, it's that I don't have all the answers. Look, I'm an ambitious guy, and I like to make progress fast. The secret to achieving success fast is to harness the brain power of other people in the community. That's what the Land.MBA Smart Bar is all about. As veteran investor Jesse Marchand said, the Smart Bar gave me the motivation and knowledge I needed to push through the tough times and accelerate my path to success. Seven-figure investor Mitch Milan likes to say, there's one meeting each week that I never miss. It's the Land.MBA Smart Bar. It's like happy hour with my land investing buddies. I always learn something. So if you want to network with like-minded people, make new friends, learn heaps, get questions answered, answer questions for others, learn new strategies, get accountability, and overall, get inspired while having a great time, check out the Land.MBA Smart Bar. For a short time, podcast listeners can get 20% off the annual plan, which comes to an insane $86 per month. Compare this to other programs which charge $250 a month or more. This is hands down the best deal you're going to find and the best way to invest in your success. So don't wait. Please go to land.mba/mastermind. That's land.mba/mastermind and use promo code podcast22 to join today.
Hello, all you gorgeous entrepreneurial land investors. This is Howard Zonder with my sidekick. What? David Van Steenkist. And it's Christmas time. We are absolutely pleased and delighted to have our longtime friend on the show, Jeff Jones. Jeff, you've been with us for years now.
Yep.
So Jeff is
I had hair.
Yeah. Well, David didn't.
I didn't. I haven't changed.
We all know that.
Jeff is a longtime land speed user and has been with the Smart Bar, and he's one of those guys he's with us almost every week on the Smart Bar, adding tons of value and kicking ass in the land business. And thought, what would be greater than spending a little bit of Christmas cheer with our buddy in Minnesota, where it's probably under 4 feet now.
No, under 4 degrees for sure.
Yeah,
we only got about 10 inches today.
Well, there you go, just 10 inches.
How'd you measure that 10 inches?
Ask my wife.
I think I heard that Aerosmith song.
Oh, is that your Christmas Hanukkah yarmulke, Howard?
It's not exactly Christmas. It's not exactly Hanukkah. It's my New York Yankees Santa hat. So we guys up here in the Northeast have to show the colors.
There you go.
But, where's your hat, guys? No one would even know what your head looks like if you had a hat like mine.
I know. I lost the Santa hat in my divorce. I'm sure it's at her house somewhere.
You got to keep the coal?
I got to keep the coal, yes.
All right. So first, let's get to the important stuff. Does everybody have a glass full of cheer? Outstanding. Now, I've got bourbon. I'm looking like David is trying to be a little bit more sophisticated than normal. So he's got his goblet of vino, and
it's not in a red Solo cup.
Yeah, there you go. I see a coffee mug. Are you drinking coffee, Jeff?
No, I've got hot cider in here, and of course, it's got some pear brandy in it as well.
Nice.
No holiday cider is complete without either pear brandy, Kirschwasser, which is cherry brandy, or Slivovitz, which is plum.
All right.
This
is how you stay warm in Minnesota, I guess.
It puts hair in your chest. It puts hair in your back too, so you have to be careful of that. But it's very good.
It doesn't seem to be putting hair on your head, though.
No, it doesn't do that. No, we have surgeons for that, but I don't want to pay for them.
It's not a miracle worker. Well, gentlemen, to the holidays. Cheers.
Cheers. Merry
Cheers.
Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays.
Cheers.
And to the Swedish brothers up in Minnesota, skål.
Yes.
There you go. I went with the Basil Hayden. I didn't feel like breaking this open. I just got this as a gift.
Oh, that's some
You
good
cannot-
burban.
This is
There you
is
go.
my
Well, it's
horse
a
soldier.
disappearing bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn virtual
is-
backgrounds.
Yeah, I know it's difficult, but this is Horse Soldier Bourbon.
Ooh.
So right after 9/11, a group of I want to say about 11 Green Berets and maybe a guy or two from the CIA immediately went to Afghanistan with the goal of taking out or liberating some of the land from the Taliban. And they got over there, and only maybe a day or two before they got there, they realized that they weren't going to have tanks, they weren't going to have any kind of armored anything. They were going to be on horses, and they didn't even know how to ride horses. And they were going after these fierce, Taliban guys up in the caves in the mountains, and so they were pretty sure they weren't coming back alive, but they all did. And they decided that they were going to make bourbon. So they started this distillery called Horse Soldier. And my brother-in-law got this for me, and it's actually signed by one of them. I'm not going to be able to see it, but it's signed by Alex Hernandez, CIA Team Alpha, which is really, really cool. So anyway, that's a gift right there.
Cool.
Sweet. But the real gift is when Christmas is arriving, and all of a sudden these sales just start materializing out of thin air, and everybody says we're gonna have a really good Christmas this year.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed.
So Jeff, I think you are the man of the month. So tell us about your month.
So far this month, well, actually, can I just start? I'll just start with the week, because I think that's
Bam. How do you like
because we're
that
not-
background?
there you go.
Finally, well done.
Good old
Yeah,
Canva.
so I had a nice sale, really small property in Northern California that I sold. That was just over, actually just under a third of an acre. But it's one of those rare parcels that you get that has ocean views, and it's buildable, and it has everything that you want on it in order to get going. Other than maybe need to do some work on the gradient, but that's for the engineers to deal with. And so that one, we bought that we paid $2,000. We paid about $1,000, maybe $1,300 in back taxes. So we're into it for about $3,000. And we sold it for $22,500 at 8% interest with a couple grand down. So we're basically out of it in terms of cash. So I think I calculated the return if they just had paid cash in 3 months, that'd be a 715% yield on the money. We like those deals. Those are good deals.
Those are good deals.
And then I had another one that came about almost on the same day. I actually bought a 2-acre parcel from another land investor, and I bought one of those wholesale deals where it was in the exact location where I knew it was a good value, and so I paid $4,500 for it, which is a lot for a smaller parcel in northeastern Nevada. But I sold that one for $18,000 this week as well. So
Works. Cash.
that's no, that'll be on terms, but that's that'll be, so it's $18,000 plus there's obviously juice on that as well. So that too is a good one, and I'm actually expecting that I'm going to get a cash offer on another 20-acre parcel that I bought for $1,000, and that's I've got it on the market for $16,000, and it's remote, but the buyer was up there this morning and called me and said the only problem is we couldn't find the address because I had it listed on MLS. You need some sort of address.
Yeah.
Meaning 0, whatever the road is. I don't even know the road, but I don't care either because they're they're up there and they're camping out overnight, and they're going to go take a peek tomorrow. And I expect by morning I'm going to have a purchase agreement in my hands to look at and sign off on.
Nice.
So, it's not very often that in the space of 2-3 months you can turn $1,000 into 16 grand without any risk.
Right. And very
Yeah.
little work.
And
What do you got? An hour into the whole project?
my index finger was extremely fatigued from hitting the space bar now and then, as opposed to using it for whatever you're supposed to use it. I guess that'd be like the F and the T and the R and maybe the Y. So.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, great week, great month. It's been a good year too. It hasn't been as good as last year because I think, with the most of my land is remote, so you get, it costs some gas to get out there. And when Putin spiked the oil prices by blowing up oil refineries, the knock-on effect hurt for a couple months, but everything's kind of back to, I want to call it normal, whatever normal is. But I would say, a lot of sales in a short amount of time is good in my book. And there's just been a lot more. There's been a lot of activity really since the summer ended. Kind of the switch flipped. I think people got used to the fact that, okay, things are probably going to be weird in the world, but probably, no one's really blowing anything up here in the U.S. So we're happy. We got a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, we're still we got to keep living our lives, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah. Well, and I think, with gas prices too, you have demand destruction to a point. So, I mean, that's the reason why gas prices are down. So my thoughts are get them all sold now and in the spring, because in the summer, gas prices are going to kick up again.
Yeah.
Well, the important thing is that down. I just paid $2.90 a gallon. I mean,
you know what I paid this morning?
What?
$2.28.
Holy smokes.
$2.28 in Colorado, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys got
you
your
get it direct. Did you get it directly from the Derrick?
We're almost down to Trump prices.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At those prices, people will be happy to go out to check out remote land in Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm used to paying close to $100 to fill my Jeep up. I paid 50 something bucks.
Yeah. Take it while you can. I got all my 5-gallon jugs. I got to go fill up. We got the bomb cyclone coming in, so I got to make sure my generator has plenty of gas.
When's that coming? This weekend?
I think it's coming either tomorrow or Friday.
It's going to lay the groundwork for Santa.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't had a whole lot of snow so far, but we may have a white Christmas. We'll see. Maybe not as white as Minnesota, but
yeah. Well, I'm flying down to Arizona on Christmas Day, so I'll be waving with my suntan, guys.
Yeah. As we were just there, and it wasn't all that warm. So
it's true. It wasn't, but it was nice. It was nicer than where we both live now, where we all live now.
So I'm curious, though. I mean, usually if you buy a plot of land from a wholesaler, from another land investor, they're usually thinking, all right, I'm going to sell it to you at 50% of market value.
Right.
So was it they just didn't know? Their expectation was that it was worth $9,000?
Their expectation was that it was worth $9,000. And I would say in this case, it's kind of a newbie investor. And I talked to him about it after I bought it, because he, like a lot of people that get into it, he was kind of teetering, like, God, am I going to keep doing this? Spending a lot of money and I'm not seeing the results. And it was pretty clear from talking to him that he really hadn't worked very hard at the marketing yet. He didn't really know how to do it. And I said, look here, I went through all of his properties and just gave him some free advice, because I know the county that I bought it in, I know, at the back of my hand. And, the bottom line is that if he had put it out there for $6,000, I would have bought it. And, most of these parcels in this area of that size, I'm loath to pay more than, $2,500, maybe $3,000. If it's on a good road, I can probably get someone to spring $6,000 for it and have it be a fair deal on both sides. I see people who maybe are so quick to buy because all they want to do is just buy land, because who wouldn't want to buy land? And they overpay. But they,
Yep.
they never put themselves in the position where they're going to lose money. But their expectations are, well, if I bought it, I must be able to triple or quadruple my money. So I bought it for $2,000 from John Doe, and I'm gonna sell it for $8,000. And it just doesn't work like that. I mean, you have to know your market well enough to know that, okay, I overpaid for it. My margin, got it. I'm going to be able to sell it in 3 months, and I'm only going to get a 50 or 75% return on it because I paid a little more than I wanted to. And it's kind of one of those things you just have to sort of learn along the way. And by the way, I don't really know any other places you can go get a return like that so quickly on,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 10 grand even, or more. I think
Yeah.
we all spent more than that on a property, and maybe didn't make a 2x or 3x return. But if you put 10 grand in your pocket on a easy deal, I really don't think that there's cause for complaint.
Right. We get spoiled at those 200, 300% common returns in this business. Right.
Yeah.
And even 100's very common. And
I
so,
was just talking to a guy who is thinking about getting into the land business, and he's a developer, and but he's always looking for land, so he was interested in this, and so I asked him. I said, what was the ROI on your last deal? And it was, I mean, he gave me the margin. It was a big number, but
Right.
because it was. But I said, no, I know the margin's going to be big because the numbers are big. But what was your return on investment? Your profit divided by what you had to invest to get it. And he goes, I don't know. I think it was probably around 40%. I said, in most of the world, that's an extraordinary ROI. In our world, it really sucks. And it's sometimes it's really hard for people to believe the kind of ROI we make in this business. It doesn't even compute. They're like, I don't know. I think you're making that up.
Mm-hmm.
We're really
right.
not. And then you find out that, think about what it takes to develop a 2-year project, how much time and effort and dealing with the state and the county and getting the licenses and permits and all that kind of stuff.
And the
Dealing with
risk.
Yeah.
and the risk.
Oh,
Absolutely.
the risk is huge, because look at, what's going on in the market now in housing and commercial, and that's a 2-year project. The market can change a lot in 2 years,
Yeah.
So
Right.
you gotta have a lot built into that stuff. Plus you got debt involved and, all of that stuff. I have a property under contract down in Trinidad, Colorado. It's 42 acres. It's fairly developable. It's in city limits. I'm getting it for a song. And I was thinking about keeping it and developing it. It's in the middle of a whole, like another 1,400 acres that were set. Well, in 2008, they launched it. They had a Jack Nicklaus golf course and all these housing lots. It was going to be mixed use, house, office, whatever, hotel. And 2008, they launched it, and they kind of did it in reverse order. Like they built the golf course first. It's like, build the houses first and get some people.
These guys clearly used to be in the Air Force.
Yeah, to use the golf course. Anyway, it went belly up because the lender went down. And anyway, these guys are $68 million in the hole. And anyway, I got the one property that they didn't tie up. I got out from a tax lien investor, and I can't remember what the hell my point was, what we were talking about before that.
Just the
return,
ROI.
the ROI.
Oh yeah.
The risk.
Yeah. So this thing, I'm basically gonna I was gonna develop it, but I'm gonna just flip it. But I'll be all in about 40, and I'm looking at selling it for about 250. So it should be pretty good deal if it ever comes out of quiet title. It's
Yeah. But even that, I mean, that's not work. That's just time and the
No,
supervision of your lawyer.
Writing 10 grand to the lawyer on this one, that'd probably be an exhaustive,
Yeah.
quiet title, but
Well, you only, when you write that kind of a check, you only cry once,
right.
right? That's when you buy, when you write the check, and you might cry a little bit when you sell because you'll be nostalgic about dreaming about all that time you just sat there playing video games, waiting for the attorney to call you and say, "Okay, it's yours now."
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a tough job. It's a tough job. How long did you
Exactly.
hold that property that you bought for 4,500?
I held it for, I don't know, less than a month.
Amazing.
Not
So
too
you paid
bad.
too much
Yeah.
for it.
And I paid too much for it, and I have 6 parcels adjacent that are tied up in title from an old guy who won't sign the paperwork, even though it was under contract. He wants more money for it now. But and I'll be into that for, I don't know, about 35 grand at the end of the day. And I mean, it's going to be the same. Each one of those is going to sell for the same price or more. I might
So you're going
play
to
around with
6
it.
exit. Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's the goal. Well, I got to get the old duffer to sign it. That might be a problem, but maybe I'll give him
isn't
a
he-
Christmas present.
But he's contractually obligated, right?
He-
Did he sign the original contract?
He is, but we also had to get the thing closed within the contract period, and the contract's a little loose on the end in terms of extensions. So we're out of extensions, and he kind of went silent on it, and so now he's telling the title company he wants like 3 grand more, and I'm on principle I've been holding firm, but
You get a 6 extra money and you're holding out on 3 grand, dude.
well, I hadn't sold this property at this point, so I just had I just had that little voice in my head saying, just get this one sold, and then you'll have the ability to go in and tell yourself, yeah, it's okay to spend the extra 3 grand.
Right. January 2nd, call him, say, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to buy your property. I'm going to pay the 3 grand.
Exactly.
What would Chris Voss say at this point?
What am I supposed to do? Or how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, you call the guy up and like, we have a contract. How am I supposed to do this? And then make him answer your question.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Those are good problems to have.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you guys. Can be anything, doesn't have to be land, but what's the best and worst thing that's ever happened to you around the holidays, around Christmas time?
Oof.
Don't everybody jump. Come on.
I'm not going to answer because I don't want to bring down the mood.
Yeah. I mean, the worst thing that happened was that when I got sick and had to miss Christmas. had to miss a family trip.
Whoa, wow.
Not a huge family trip, but it was a drive down to Chicago, and I went a few days later, but I didn't get the full thing. That's
And the worst part of that was that when you got there, they said, we didn't miss you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I have a pretty good story, and it ties into land. So this was in 2016. I had only been doing the business for about a year and a half as a side hustle. And we had moved out of our house to remodel it. So 6-month stint, we got a mortgage and rent. But I had a good paying sales job and was making decent money in land. So, we felt comfortable about doing it. Well, a week before Christmas, I get laid off from that job just when we had moved out and like taken a $2,200 mortgage plus a $2,400 rent. and I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks. And was freaking out a little bit, but I left my phone on Christmas Eve, and I got a call from a buyer, bought 3 properties, and netted $61,000 in profit on Christmas Eve. So that took a little pressure off.
People always ask that question: is do people, is December a bad month for land?
Nope.
Well,
Not by
No.
my experience.
I guess that just depends who you are.
Yeah, it is not. Although it almost was.
Me too.
My new kitten just about tried to chew my power cord apart here.
Oh, he's a cutie.
This
Is he a
is
Siamese?
she's a Balinese.
Falanese.
Balinese. So she's hypoallergenic. So I'm allergic to cats, and
But
we
not
don't
that
get
one.
not this one.
Cool.
She is all kitten. Yeah, my 7-year-old demanded a cat last year, so we got on the list and we got her a week ago.
Nice.
So this is our Christmas kitten.
She's a cutie pie.
Sit up here.
She go in the stocking?
She probably would go in the stocking if she knew how to get in there.
Kittens are
know how to
great.
get out.
They
are.
They're so much more submissive until they get it to a certain age.
Yeah, and then they become like teenagers. They don't want to be around you.
Right?
We're still talking about cats. Okay.
Yeah.
We rescued a pregnant cat years ago, and we had a screen-in porch, and it was summertime, so it was great. She had 9 kittens, and it was so much fun because we had them out on the screen porch all summer, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But we got them all homes except one. We kept one.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog guy myself.
Our dog does not know what to make of this thing.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's kind of a beagle lab mix. She's 11 and a half years old. She's a very kind of a scared. She's kind of a scared old lady at this point. But
You
she
look at the
didn't
cat
take
and say, an hors d'oeuvre.
She kind of does one of these, She's a weird dog. I never met a dog with webbed feet that was afraid to go in the water, and then is also gun shy and doesn't want to go chase down birds. So the beagle and her will try to get a rabbit, but the rabbits are pretty quick for her. So.
Nice.
Well, David knows my dog, and David's calf is an appetizer for my dog.
I think your dog's an appetizer for my cat.
Okay, all right. Well, let's not overly extend this with animal stories. I think the big message of the night, and Jeff Jones is kicking ass.
Woo! Toast to Jeffrey. Can't see my glass. It doesn't have any wine in it anymore. Oh, there we go. Very good.
Right.
All right. So
cheers, mates. And to all those listening, have a very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, I hope you have a wonderful end of the year. And here's to a great 2023.
Cheers.
Awesome, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. All that stuff.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, had a bit of fun, and walked away with some actionable insights that you can apply to your business. Dave and I have got some great content and interviews planned, so don't forget to rate and review, and of course subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. If we mention any interesting links or tools, you'll find them in the show notes. To learn more about Land.MBA, visit our website at, wait for it, Land.MBA. See you next time on the Land.MBA podcast.